Hello, I'm Rebecca and welcome to this video. Today I'll be doing my July wrap-up, and I actually pre-filmed this because I'm going on holiday, so perhaps there will be 1 or 2 more read books in July, but I'll just talk about them in my August wrap-up. The first 2 books I read this month were Never Never and Never Never Part 2 by Colleen Hoover and Tarryn Fisher, and I absolutely loved them. I gave both of them 5 stars and I just can't wait for part 3. It's about a boy and a girl and they don't remember anything, not their names, not anything, and they kind of figure out what their names are and that none of them remember anything, and they want to help each other to figure out what has happened. And I don't really want to tell you anything more than that because, yeah, I don't want to spoil you, and it's just amazing and I can't wait to get the end. Next up I read Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling, The Fringe Benefits of Failure and the Importance of Imagination. This was her commencement speech at Harvard in 2008 and it has been printed now in 2015 and I absolutely love this. Also 5 stars for this. I thought that it was amazing and very inspiring. It's very short, but it has a lot of pictures inside, and yeah, I just really loved it. And also there's a quote on the back and it says, "We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already." And I just thought this was a great read, a very quick read, and yeah, a very great read. But it's J.K. Rowling, so why wouldn't it be amazing? Next up I read 2 Heartland books by Lauren Brooke. I read Heartland Special, A Summer to Remember, which is outside of the series and has this, no offense, ugly cover, but it's not like the rest of the covers and it's a different girl, but yeah. And the other one I read was Heartland Special, Amy's Journal, and I loved these 2 books. I think I gave them 4 stars. I really enjoyed them and it was kind of getting back to my childhood because I read all the other books when I was around 12, I think. For a girl who used to be obsessed with horses, the Heartland series is just very nostalgic and very fun to read about again. Next up I read The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. I got this bind up thing and the trilogy consists of The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer. And I was actually very disappointed with this. I don't know, I think I just expected very much because everyone else seems to love these and I thought they were okay. I gave the first 2 3 stars because I liked them, but I wasn't that invested in it, and I don't know. And the last one I gave 3.5 stars because I actually thought that it was, well, it was better than the first 2, but I don't know what it is. I was just very disappointed with the story. However, I love the writing style. Very great writing style, and I'm definitely not done with Jenny Han. I'll give some of her other books a shot, but it was just a story that kind of disappointed me, and yeah, I wasn't happy to give it 3 stars because I really wanted to love this, but unfortunately I didn't. After that I read One Day by David Nichols and I loved this. I made a review for it, so I'll link that down below so you can check out. But overall I just loved it and I gave it 5 stars, but you can watch my review in the down bar. Next up I read This Beauty, Ed Sheeran, A Visual Journey by Ed Sheeran, obviously, and Philip Boutar. And this I really enjoyed. It's about how Ed Sheeran got into music and kind of like why he started and major influences when he was younger and his whole process of writing his 2 albums. And there's a lot of artwork in it. I love this one so much. And all of the drawings are by Philip Boutar, who is one of Ed Sheeran's friends, and he's an artist obviously, and for me, I don't know why, but I kind of liked the part that Philip Boutar had written more. I don't know if it's just his way of writing, but overall I just thought it was very interesting to see about his journey through music and also a bit about Phil's journey through art, and I gave it 4 stars. Next up I read If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman, and I gave both of these 5 stars. I really loved them. I thought they were great reads and I really enjoyed the writing style of both of them. If I Stay is about Mia and her family, and they are in a car accident, and Mia kind of follows the event after, kind of like she's out of her body and can walk around the hospital and see how everyone's reacting. I thought that that was kind of awesome to kind of get it from her perspective and just hear how she perceived how everyone else reacted to it. And we got a lot of flashbacks from when she met Adam, her boyfriend, and how they came to be a couple, and yeah, and I really, really loved it. The next book, Where She Went, follows Adam and Mia 3 years later, and this was from Adam's point of view, and some people kind of feel like he's whining all the time, but I kind of liked how it was a lot more dark. Next up, I read What Kills Me by Wyn Channing, and I also really loved this. I gave it 5 stars. It's about this 17-year-old girl called C, and she falls into a well that is full of ancient vampire blood, and she drowns in it, but because she has swallowed some of the blood, she wakes up again as kind of like a new vampire, sort of, because it's from the blood of the ancient vampires. So she has these kind of special powers. However, everyone wants to kill her because there's this prophecy that states that a girl will become a vampire and this girl will destroy the entire vampire race, and they think it's her because she fell into the well, and now they're all trying to kill her. So she has to figure out a way to be a vampire because she has no idea how to be it, and kind of find a way to survive with, like, she doesn't have a lot of allies, mostly a guy called Lucas who's also a vampire, but not a lot of support from anyone else actually. And I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars easily, because it was just very action-packed, and I loved kind of the new take on vampires and the hierarchy the vampires had depending on how many generations you were away from the original vampires, and just kind of how the system was built up. I really enjoyed that. I read it on ebook, and the first book is free, so I would definitely recommend you give it a shot, and yeah, I just really loved it. The last book I read this month was All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, or Niven. I think Niven, but I'm not sure. And I also really loved this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's about Theodore Finch and Violet Markey, and they meet on the edge of a tower, and they're both thinking about jumping, but they kind of talk each other down and become friends. And yeah, on the front it says the story of a girl who learns to live from a boy who wants to die. And I don't want to spoil you, so I'm just going to say that this is very good, and it deals with a lot of topics that I think is important to be dealt with, like suicidal thoughts, and there are also just mental health in general it deals with, and I think it does it in a very good way. Also, I loved the writing style and how it changed perspective from Finch to Violet, and yeah, I would just recommend this to everyone. So those were all the books I read in July. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.